Hey everyone, welcome back to the Poplar Report. We got big updates coming out there. We got credit card delinquencies significantly up. We got auto loans going into collections at record highs. We got big news out there. People are starting to break. They can't take the strain, the price increases. We got 80-year-old gardeners out there saying this is the worst year ever and for produce and organic beef. Shortages. We got shortages in Holland, the country of even. We got beef production continuing to drop off, not only in the U.S., but also now we're getting word of in Brazil, another major beef producer. We got updates on the second attempt on Trump. We got a lot to talk about. Let's jump into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are the updates that you guys are sending in on what's going on out there in the world, what you guys are seeing where you are. Please do keep them coming in. Just use the word update somewhere in your comment on this video or on any video on this channel that gets it to the right place. Before we dive in, we do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They are a really good, upstanding group in IRAs, with wealth planners. There's good and there's bad, and you really got to pick a good one out there. And Jonathan and his team have been, we've been working with for over a year. I would say at least 100 of you guys have decided to go ahead with them, and that is big because I've only heard good things from you guys about that. So that is, it feels like there's an earthquake here, but there isn't. All right, so if you want to find out more about Jonathan and his team, there's a link at the end of the video. Attempt number 2. We now have a name here. Ryan Ruth was an avowed pro-Ukrainian, pro-media, anti-Trump racist. That's who he was. Facebook has been busy scrubbing all of his stuff off the internet. He has done promo stuff for some of the worst groups over there in Eastern Europe that are very, very pro old Germany. Let's just put it that way. I am coming to you from the parking garage where I'm dropping off my rental car. Used this to get out to the Salpa line yesterday. And so that's got it for 24 hours just so we could get out there and see that right up against the Russian border. If you haven't seen that video, definitely worth a check out. We got a lot of information in there about what Finland currently is doing and the current situation there, as well as some of the history of what that looks like. Plus, it's just really cool stuff. I'm going to try to post some of my other video bits and bobs that I have into like a separate video or so. All right, let's talk about credit card delinquencies. This really shows where people are financially if they cannot keep up with their payments on their credit cards and on their auto. If they're going to have their cars repossessed, that's usually one of the last things people are willing to short on, right? So credit card delinquencies are now up to 10.9%. Out of every 10 people with a credit card, one of them is delinquent. That means past 30 days past due, right? That's the highest in over 12 years. We're getting back to great financial crisis levels. There's some people out there running for different offices and such who are saying that everything is fine, everyone's doing great, everyone's doing better than they were 4 years ago. And that's insane. That's insane. We did not see credit card delinquencies at 10%, almost 11%. We also have auto delinquencies, that's payments that are past due 30 days or more, 8%. 8% are now in collections for their cars. Their cars could be repossessed at any time now. All right, let's move over to what's happening internationally. Some big news out there. Saudi Arabia, they got caught buying 160 tons secretly of gold. 160 tons of gold in Switzerland. Some people tracked down the payments and figured out what was going on and tracked it back to Saudi Arabia. They're doing it quietly, just like China's doing it quietly. A lot of these Brics countries are being super quiet about their gold purchases. They don't want to let the cat out of the bag because if everybody knows that they're buying gold, the price is going to go up. and they want to buy it cheap. So now I don't necessarily recommend gold out there. For most of you, you need to be stocking up on food. Stock up on food is number one. Get your other situations in order, like water. Get your power situation dealt with. Make sure you have a little bit of an emergency fund so you can pay at least 1 to 2 months of bills to keep your power and electric and all that kind of stuff on out of cash. And then after that, if you still have money that you want to squirrel away, that you want to hide, I'd suggest silver, honestly. Now, if you have investment accounts, if you have retirement accounts, then maybe going up to investing in gold or silver, or doing like an IRA thing, or investing in some. But be careful with paper. Promises of gold, promises of silver. Make sure you're investing in actual metal that is yours, right? There's a difference between a depository and actually having just a promise of paper silver, right? So careful with those ETFs and such. All right, let's talk about beef, because that's a big deal. U.S. beef herd at lowest level since 1951. That's when they started keeping track of these things. We don't even have the 1949 numbers, okay? But we may be lower than that. And the population in the United States in 1951 or earlier, a lot less than it is today. If everyone wants beef today, like they ate beef back then, there's just not enough to go around. But not only the U.S. is having beef problems that are going to really become apparent this winter. Brazil is projecting next year to be slaughtering 5% less cattle than this year. 5% for a big powerhouse nation like Brazil is a big number. We may be seeing a decline of as much as 10% here in the U.S. Where's all the extra beef going to come from? Or are we just going to make it up with insect protein? That's probably what they're going to try pressuring us into. Luckily, and this is big news out there for you guys, for those of you who are willing to kind of move from beef over to chicken, I'm kind of like that, you know. Beef's nice for a treat here and there, but chicken's pretty good. Chicken prices are going to be coming down in the next couple weeks. The chicken inventory has really built up, and so we're seeing that chicken prices are probably going to be coming down in the next couple weeks. So if you're looking to stock up, you might want to stock up on chicken in the next little bit, or if you want to front run this beef issue that we're going to be having, it's going to be going into next year. Brazil is projecting that they're going to be down 8% by 2026. So their beef herd is not going to recover right away. The U.S. beef herd is not going to recover right away. I'm sorry, friends, but if our cattle herd is lowest since 1951, sooner or later that's going to impact your retail store shelves. Your grocery store beef is going to be impacted. And I keep warning you about that. We've been seeing the prices continuing to slide upwards, and they will continue to do so. News out there, Houthis have launched a ballistic missile that hit Tel Aviv. This is out in the outskirts area of it to the east, but it hit an industrial coal elevator at a power plant. The big news out there is that Israel failed to shoot it down. The United States also failed to shoot it down. That the United States and Israel could not take this thing out is concerning. Houthis are touting as a hyper. I hate repeating propaganda from these losers, but hypersonic ballistic missile. Now, there's a sense in which all ballistic missiles are hypersonic. Now, I don't know the specs on this thing just yet, but they did fire ballistic missiles before that were intercepted by Israel, so there may be something about this that is special. They may be alluding to the fact that it may have a hypersonic glide vehicle for reentry. That would be relatively advanced for them. A hypersonic glide vehicle brings the ballistic missile back in, but then allows it to maneuver at high speeds. That allows it to, outwit or outmaneuver any incoming air defense systems, and that would allow it to do that. That might be what they're referring to, or they may be talking about the first stage is hypersonic, and it basically gets up to speed and launches fast, so that the air defense systems don't have enough time to react or something. We'll find out more about that in the coming days of exactly what that is or why they're talking about it. But there is no doubt in my mind that they got this from either Iran or, more concerning, they may have gotten this from Russia. This may be the response by Russia to the United States and NATO allies providing long-range cruise missiles and advanced weaponry to Ukraine. Russia may be starting to give the Houthis and maybe other allied states in the Middle East advanced weapons as retribution. So that's something that we can't rule out. Israel is concerned about this. Nobody was hurt because it was a coal elevator at a power plant. That probably wasn't their target, but maybe it was. Maybe they were trying to take out the power plant and they missed by a little bit, or they may have just been trying to hit the country of Israel. This is an update from John Adams. Update, Maine. Only 41% of Mainers who could work are working. So 59% are not working. Not real great situation. That's one of the things that we keep talking about, is that the unemployment numbers that we're hearing out there that are good, they don't really share the full situation, right? Unemployment numbers do not count all the people who have stopped looking or the people who just don't want to work, right? The situation is that there are people who should be working that aren't working, and they're not even looking, and they're not counted in the unemployment numbers, whether they've given up or whether they've just decided to just kind of live on welfare because they've come into the country or whatever else. I don't know. Or maybe they're mooching off their parents. That's always a possibility too, right? Melissa says, over-the-counter pain med relief in short supply in Walmart in Denton, Texas. So issues out there with that. Anyone else seeing issues with ibuprofen, Tylenol, that type of thing? We shouldn't be seeing any shortages of that, but let us know what you guys are seeing where you are. This is from Michael in Louisville, Kentucky. We are one of 3 offices in the area accepting Medicare for dentures and partials. I do them in-house, so it is still somewhat profitable. We're out to November. Then on top of it, the insurance changes to our billing codes, and they're slow walking us on payments. What little we get, $650 per denture, and they wonder why so few offices accepting government insurance. Yeah, I mean, it's a free market out there. Why would you work for the government getting paid so little and getting paid so slow when there are other people out there willing to pay for it? I mean, that's what we see in the UK. That's what we see in Canada. That's what we see in other socialized medicine places. If you want to get something done fast, if you want to get something done well, you go to a private hospital. The wealthy always seem to have good health coverage. It's the poor who are on the socialized medicines that always get shafted. Junior says, Walmart neighborhood market in Chesterfield, Virginia seems to be out of milk and fresh meat. Multiple cases empty. This was yesterday, Saturday afternoon, the prime shopping day. This area of Chesterfield, just southwest of Richmond, Virginia, is mostly Hispanic. Cheryl, update, Western North Carolina. I have lost count of how many seasoned gardeners have had an extremely bad season. These aren't rookie gardeners. These aren't people who don't know what's going on. These are people who really know what they're doing. 80-year-old neighbor says it's the worst ever. And their potatoes as well. All of their potatoes died above the ground. Another friend said, worst season ever, beans, tomatoes, potatoes. Is it because of the lines in the sky? That's the speculation out there. Jan in Allentown says, Southeast Pennsylvania. Tried to find a dermatologist in Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. So not just dentists, but a bunch of you guys kind of chimed in talking about how you're seeing issues out there with other medical specialists. So dermatologists in Pennsylvania, some are scheduled out to October of next year, 2025, October. Finally found one that can take me in December of this year. December, friends. Also, my best friend was told by the cardiologist that they need a certain procedure to prevent a problem caused by irregular heartbeat. But earliest appointment isn't until December. It used to be that it was irritating to have to wait 2 months. Now, 3 to 4 months seems the norm. This is from Reese. I just broke a tooth 2 weeks ago. The only dentist that takes my insurance could not see me until April 2025. I called around for a week, paid $1,354 cash, and had my tooth moved Friday. And that's what it's coming to, friends. Paying cash. I don't mean to tout what I have, because it's not going to be the best fit for everyone. If you're looking for a health care coverage, that's one thing. If you want like a genuine insurance, like how insurance works, like real insurance, not health insurance. Health insurance has become this weird monster where you get discounts and all this kind of stuff like that for regular maintenance and stuff. But if you want actual health insurance for catastrophic stuff, my Christian health sharing ministry, the nice thing about that is basically you pay out-of-pocket cash, and then the ministry actually reimburses you. So you do get like instantaneous care because you're paying cash. You're not playing with an insurance company. They don't have to play with an insurance company. You get the bills, you turn in the bills, and then they pay you back. And that system seems to, I don't know, it appeals to me. But like I said, it's not for everyone. If you're trying to get discounts on your medications and discounts on doctor's appointments and stuff like that, this doesn't really work so great for you. But it works great for me because I'm in good health. I know some of you guys question that, but that's one of the main reasons why I'm doing this trip, is because I am getting a lot of walking in instead of sitting around. And as we move to the main event of this trip, friends, you're going to see why that's so very important. But we got some, we're going to keep on moving. We got a lot of stuff to cover as we're bouncing through some of these places. But we're going to keep that information coming. Okay, more updates here. Miss Karen says, a small church pantry struggling to keep up with weekly demand. Just more people keep coming. Central Virginia. City Gal. Update. Dallas, Fort Worth. Costco has no organic beef. The butcher said they are having supply chain issues. Eggs are hit and miss. No chocolate chips. And Garrett, this is actually from Holland. In Holland, at the Jumbo supermarket, we noticed that the coffee shelves were 1/3 smaller than usual, and they have not been fully stocked. The cheese department was also minimal. Normally, there is plenty of cheese, and now only a few varieties. Normally on Saturday, the supermarket is very busy. Now only a handful of people, no full lines at the checkout. People just can't afford the food out there anymore. If you guys have updates, please do keep them coming in. Let me know what you guys are seeing where you are. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold, there'll be a link right on the screen. I'll try to put the link for Christian Health Sharing Ministry down below. It works differently, friends. So if you're interested in that, I know we're coming up into the re-upping phase this fall, and you want to switch over, cool. Just make sure you read all the fine print. Make sure you understand how it works. Otherwise, hopefully you guys are happy with your health insurance. Maybe you might need to switch to a different health insurance this season. What was it, December? But I know a lot of you guys are on Medicare, so you don't really have many choices that way. You have supplements and stuff like that. But yeah, try to help each other out, especially as we go into this selection season. All right, friends, thanks so much for watching. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right on the screen. And like I said, Genesis Gold's right there on the screen as well. Thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.